Anyway, next fan question that I've got here is this is kind of I think she more wants to know of like the gratification of like how much she like to care and stuff like that. She was kind of wondering about.
I'm Danielle and I'm 15 and Fearless Vampire Killers are one of my favourite bands and I've travelled to see them in Southampton and other places in England. I've seen them a few times in Scotland. What's your opinion on your band's street teams?
Which one?
There's quite a few.
She don't specify.
Probably Kirsty and Jodie and that lot.
Yeah,
and Trish and everyone. Yeah, they're awesome.
I mean, like, anyone who's put who wants to help us is just amazing.
They're putting their time into it. Is kind of it's really hard to understand because they're doing it just out of pure love for what we do, which is kind of really humbling, and it sometimes puts pressure on us because we're not just doing it for ourselves anymore. We're doing it for a lot of other people. There's a network of people whose like holiday like us is when we go on tour. They come on tour. They'll come to like 4 or 5 shows in a row. They'll book time off work, whatever, to come, and see us play. And so there's a lot relying on it. And I guess our street team, especially if it's the ones I'm thinking about, they've really, really built a lot, for us. Not just in England, they've got, they've built something in the States. They're trying.
Like a German one. There's
we've got German street team.
There's various different ones, and it's really they like all those guys. Anyone who's tried to get involved with any kind of street team as well has really made this kind of not just like as much of a scattershot. Sort of you go to gigs, and I never really knew about kind of groups of people with like I was massively fans of bands, but I never like hung out with people who knew. I was that guy, and of my friends who loved that band. But these guys really kind of bonded together and kind of like made friendship, like forged really strong friendships through seeing us and through being in that street team and stuff. So that's really cool.
That's I guess that's at the end of the day that's part of the reason we really wanted to focus on the kind of fan aspect of our band and get involved with them, is because when we were first in London and stuff, when we moved away from home, we felt really disconnected and we didn't have many friends. And so the idea of being able to encourage and help other people to make friends is kind of, exactly what we want to do, really. So it's our opinion on our street team is that they're fantastic. Fandabadozi.
Yeah. They're loved.
They are loved, yeah.
But no, that must be good. Anyway, actually, you kind of mentioned something else I was wanting to quickly ask about myself. You guys are quite. I mean, you were really like the last album. Like your last album was like released last year in May, if I'm right in saying, and even in a year, you managed to get quite international interest, to say at least international interest. I mean, that must be quite humbling for you guys. I'll take it,
yeah, it is. Yeah. But it's kind of I always have to come back to a negative point, but it's humbling. But then the interest from Britain has been minimal, especially in the industry. People just don't care. It's like we've had more offers from American record labels than we have in British record labels, which is bizarre. But I guess the idea that people in America love our band is strange, because it's hard to get your head around because of obviously the internet. They've never seen us play. Some of them probably don't even have our album. They can only listen to because most kids about 14, 15, they don't have a credit card. They can't buy our album in America. They can't download it because you have to pay for it. They probably don't know how to illegally download it, and so they're just watching YouTube videos. And it's like it's strange. It's pretty cool though, because of this network of fans and stuff. Like when our last single went up on the radio, one of our fans just like recorded it off the radio and sent it to all our fans, which is exactly what we want, because we're not going to sell that single, and it's brilliant that we didn't have to do that ourselves. Someone, there's a fan that just did that for for other people, and that's really cool. So it is cool to have this kind of international thing going on.
Yeah,
exactly. And I could ask so many more questions, but I feel as though I've probably gone a wee bit over time here, just a tad. But just basically, so I'll kind of wrap it up there. More or less, I think we've got most of the kind of fan questions answered then, which is fantastic. So last thing, message for the fans.
Stay with us and we will reward you in blood.
but also in nicer things as well.
Yeah, the blood that comes.
Can we balance this out? Can we make it like blood in chocolate?
Yeah, blood and chocolate, maybe with some other excretions on top that we can't mention.
Okay.
Maybe some snot but some flowers as well. So something nice and something not so nice.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got to balance the dark with the light, you know.
Yeah.
And before we go, I need to compliment you as well on your T-shirt. I don't know if you've noticed that, Beverage. Look at that.
The Zelda, sweet.
Zelda on the Game of Thrones.
Well, it's actually Link.
Link on the
Game of Thrones. Oh wow,
that's awesome.
Awesome. Anyway,
it's a good T-shirt. Right, one last thing before we finish the recording. Quick jingle from you guys. So, rock made of metal.
rock made of metal.
Rock
made of metal.
Yeah. Just like who you are.
Okay.
Who you are, band, and what makes metal.
We're fearless we're 1, 2, 3, 4. We're fearless vampire killers, and we're on
Rock Made of Metal.
Or you're listening to.
You are listening to Rock Made of
Metal.
Of Metal. Rock Made of Metal.
That'll do it. Hey there, thanks for listening in. This was brought to you by Rock Made of Metal, thanks to Radio Caley, Caledonia University's student radio station. If you liked what you heard and you want to hear more, you can listen into the show from 6 till 8 on Wednesdays on www.radiocaley.com. If you want to just hear the latest news, interviews and reviews in their entirety without listening to the radio show, you can do that as well too by subscribing to this channel, or you can head to www.rockmadeofmetal.wordpress.com. There's also social media at Rock Made of Metal and www.facebook.com/rockmadeofmetal. Thanks for tuning in. I hope to hear from you soon, and I hope to hear from you on Radio Caley.